Okay, so this article you sent me about Rihanna and AP Rocky, it's really interesting.
Yeah,
It's from All Hip Hop, and it's called Rihanna and AP Rocky Embrace Everyday Life in NYC Despite Billionaire Status.
right.
Now, we all know they're this super famous power couple, but it's pretty cool how they choose to live a surprisingly normal life, even with all that wealth.
Yeah, and I think what's so fascinating about that is how it challenges this idea that happiness is all about money and fame. You know,
Totally.
we kind of fall into this trap of thinking, if I just had that, then I'd finally be happy.
Yeah.
But Rihanna and ADP seem to be saying that true fulfillment might be something completely different.
Exactly. And the article even talks about how Rihanna kind of pushes back against this super exclusive lifestyle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she mentions that she hates having private rooms or stores closed just for her.
Wow.
She even calls it the Rapunzel life, like she's stuck in a tower.
Oh, good analogy.
Instead, she wants to have those everyday experiences that connect her with other people.
You know, that's a really insightful point. It really suggests that she understands something that a lot of us miss, and that's that true happiness often comes from these shared experiences
Right.
rather than, just isolating ourselves in luxury.
Exactly.
Think about it in your own life. Haven't some of your most joyful moments been those simple connections with other people?
Absolutely.
Those times you felt a sense of belonging and shared emotion.
It's like when you're at a concert and everyone's singing along to the same song.
Yes.
Or even just sharing a laugh with a friend over coffee. Those moments are so special.
They really are. And what's really interesting is that psychology backs this up.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, there's this concept called the hedonic treadmill.
Okay.
And it's the idea that we really quickly adapt to positive changes in our lives.
Right.
Like getting a raise or buying a new car.
Right.
The initial happiness boost kind of fades,
Mhm.
and we find ourselves just wanting more.
Yeah.
But experiences, especially those that involve social connection, they tend to have a more lasting impact on our well-being.
So it's not about the stuff, it's more about the feelings and memories those experiences create.
You got it?
And that leads us to one of the most powerful quotes from the article.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Rihanna says that even if someone stole everything she owns, they will never take a memory, an experience, a feeling, a scent that reminded me of that moment. There's just things that mean more when you grow up.
It's powerful.
I love how she even mentions scent because it adds this whole other dimension to memories. It's not just a visual thing, it's a full body sensory experience.
It shows how deeply these experiences shape us. They
Yeah.
become a part of who we are, and that's something material possessions can never really replicate.
Yeah, so this focus on experiences, even the seemingly ordinary ones, seems to be a key part of how Rihanna and AAP find joy.
Mhm.
The article mentions that they're often seen enjoying restaurants, karaoke bars, and just walking around New York City.
That's so refreshing to see, especially given their level of fame. They can easily just isolate themselves in a world of luxury. But they're choosing to be present and engaged in the everyday hustle and bustle of the city.
It's like they're saying, hey, life is happening all around us. Let's not miss it.
Exactly. And this leads us to another important takeaway: the power of finding joy in the mundane.
Yeah, okay.
We often get so caught up in this pursuit of big, extraordinary moments.
Right.
But there's so much value in appreciating the simple things in life.
Yeah.
Like that walk in the park, that cup of coffee with a friend. Even those seemingly ordinary moments can actually be incredibly fulfilling.
Like AAP and Rihanna singing karaoke with a bunch of strangers. I'd love to see that.
I'm sure it's quite a sight.
But you hit on a key point. It's about letting go of the need for things to be special or exclusive to bring us joy.
I agree.
The magic is often found in the everyday, in the moments we might otherwise overlook.
Right, and the research even shows that this can actually make us happier in the long run.
Really?
Yeah, it's about cultivating an attitude of gratitude and appreciation for what we already have,
Yeah.
rather than constantly chasing something more.
And this brings us to another interesting part of their relationship, that the article mentions the importance of friendship.
Oh, how so?
Well, AAP often reminds Rihanna to cherish their bond and the fun they had before fame and fortune,
Yeah.
It's like he's grounding her, reminding her of who she is at her core.
That's a beautiful reminder of the power of strong friendships as we navigate life's changes and challenges. Those bonds can be so grounding.
Absolutely.
They connect us to our true selves and remind us of what really matters: connection, laughter, shared experiences.
Yeah,
Think about it. Who are the friends you cherish most? How do they enrich your life?
that's a great question to think about.
They're like a safe haven,
Yeah.
a place where you can be yourself without any judgment or pretense.
Right.
They kind of remind us of who we were before the world told us who we should be.
I love that phrase, before the world told us who we should be.
Yeah.
It's so true, especially for someone like Rihanna who's always in the spotlight.
Right.
It's easy to lose yourself in all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why these authentic connections are so important.
Yeah.
They help us stay grounded in the middle of all the craziness of life.
For sure.
They remind us of our values and the things that really matter.
And it's not just about having those close friends. It's about being open to connecting with people in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Rihanna and AAP could easily just stick with their inner circle, but they're out there interacting with everyone.
Exactly. They're choosing to really experience the city, the culture, the people
Right.
in a real and unfiltered way.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about their values.
What do you mean?
Well, it suggests that they see the value in everyone, no matter their social status or how much money they have.
So they're basically rejecting that whole exclusive mentality that comes with wealth and fame.
Exactly.
They're saying, hey, we're all in this together. Let's connect.
Yeah, and that's a powerful message in a world that often prioritizes those things, like exclusivity and status symbols. They're showing us that human connection goes beyond all of that superficial stuff.
It does.
We all want connection and belonging and shared experiences,
Yeah.
no matter who we are or what we have.
It's not just about these big gestures or fancy outings either.
Right.
Sometimes the most meaningful connections happen in the most unexpected places.
Think about it. A smile from a stranger on the street.
Yeah.
A quick chat with the barista at your coffee shop.
Uh-huh.
Those little interactions can totally brighten your day and remind you of how connected we all are.
They remind us that we're all part of something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah.
And those moments are available to us every day.
They are. That's the beauty of it. We don't need $1 billion or a private jet to experience those connections.
That's true.
They're all around us, just waiting to be found.
But it takes effort to be open to those experiences, right?
Yes, definitely.
It's so easy to get wrapped up in our own little worlds and miss those chances to connect.
You're absolutely right. It's about making a choice to be present,
Mm-hmm.
to really engage with everything around us,
Okay.
and to see the beauty in the ordinary.
Yeah.
It's about shifting our attention away from what we're missing and focusing on what we already have.
It's like we have so much connection and joy available to us.
We do.
But we often miss it because we're too busy chasing something else.
Exactly. And that's why Rihanna and AP's example is so inspiring.
Yeah.
They're reminding us that true fulfillment doesn't need some crazy circumstances.
Right.
It's about choosing to appreciate things and finding joy in the everyday.
They're saying, hey, we might have all this stuff, but what really matters is the time we spend together experiencing life.
And that's a great perspective to have.
It is.
It's about realizing that happiness isn't some far-off destination. It's how we live our lives.
So it's not about being successful and then finding happiness.
No.
It's about finding happiness in the process.
Yes, in the everyday moments.
Okay.
And that's a really empowering message.
It
It means happiness is available to us right now, no matter what our lives look like.
Right.
It's about choosing to focus on the good, appreciating what we have, and finding joy in the little things.
And that's something we can all choose to do.
Absolutely, every single
Yeah,
way.
this is why this article is so relevant to all of us,
I think so.
even if we're not billionaires.
Yeah. These are things we can all learn from no matter what our lives look like.
So to recap, we've talked about how Rihanna and AP choose to live a pretty normal life. Their focus on experiences over possessions, the
Yeah.
importance of their friendship,
Right.
and their ability to find joy in everyday things. But what does all of this mean for the rest of us?
That's the cool part.
Yeah.
These are lessons we can all use no matter what our lives are like. Rihanna and AAP are showing us that you don't need millions of dollars or a bunch of famous friends to feel fulfilled.
Okay.
It's about making choices,
Yeah.
choosing experiences over things, and finding joy in the everyday.
They're proving that the most important things are the things you can't buy.
Exactly. They're showing that true happiness comes from within.
It does.
It's not about what you own. It's about how you choose to live your life.
Yeah, it's so easy to get caught up in that whole, keeping up with the Joneses thing.
Yeah.
Especially with social media,
Right.
It's constantly showing us these perfect lives.
We're always seeing messages about what we should want, like a bigger house, a nicer car, all the latest gadgets.
Yeah,
It's almost like happiness is a product,
right.
and you have to
Yeah.
buy it with possessions. But what Rihanna and AP are showing us is that real happiness is way more than that.
It comes from within.
Exactly.
So it's about matching what you do with what you believe in, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you really care about connection and experiences,
Yeah,
are you making choices that show that?
that's a good question.
It's funny because we tend to think of celebrities as living in a totally different world, but maybe they're the ones showing us how to live better, you know?
What do you mean?
Like more authentically, more intentionally.
I think you're right. They have access to so much wealth and privilege,
Yeah,
but they choose to focus on what really matters.
like connection and experiences.
Exactly, those simple joys. And it reminds us that we all have the power to choose how we want to live.
No matter what our circumstances are.
Right.
So if we had to sum up this whole deep dive,
Okay.
what would the main takeaway be?
I think it's that true happiness comes from within.
Okay.
It's not about what you have,
Yeah.
it's about how you live. Rihanna and AAP are proof that even with tons of money and fame, the simple things are what really make you happy.
Like genuine connections and experiences.
Exactly, and finding joy in everyday moments.
And that's something we can all do.
It doesn't take $1 billion to live a good life, a meaningful life.
Yeah, they're living proof that the best things in life are free.
That's right.
So as you go about your day, think about this.
Think about this.
If you could design a life that put experiences and connections first, what would that look like? What makes you happy? What relationships are important to you? What kind of impact do you want to make?
You have the power to create a life filled with joy and connection and amazing experiences.
It's all possible.
It is.
Well said. That wraps up our deep dive into the lives of Rihanna and AP Rocky.
That was a good one.
It's crazy how much we can learn from them about what really matters, you know?
Yeah, they're a good reminder to focus on the important things.